The most corrupt president in the history of the United States, convicted felon Donald Trump, is not a good businessman. That is the myth that all these MAGA triple Trumpers think is the case. He bankrupted casinos, which is impossible to do. And his seventh bankruptcy could very well be the United States government. But here's what he does. He makes these tariffs, then he retracts the tariffs. Stock market falls, American brand falls, the dollar falls, all this stuff, because he is surrounded by people that are sycophants and have no expertise in economics. And it's obvious he has no clue how to run an economy, a business, anything but a huge grift. So when asked his new nickname, Trump always chickens out, which nothing could hurt his very fragile, little, tiny, insecure, malignant, narcissist ego more than being called out. This is his response. It's fantastic.
Mr. President, Wall Street analysts have coined a new term called the taco trade. They're saying Trump always chickens out on your tariff threats, and that's why markets are higher this week. What's your response to that?
I kick out?
Chicken out.
Oh, isn't that nice? Chicken out. I've never heard that. You mean because I reduced China from 145% that I set down to 100 and then down to another number? And I said you have to open up your whole country. And because I gave the European Union a 50% tax, but I knew that. But don't ever say what you said. That's a nasty question. Go.
His little fragile ego. Did you see him? It was just like, they're making fun of me. I'm the bully and they're making fun of me. He can't take it. And I just want to remind everybody, the people that are running around like Scott Bessent saying, oh, there's so many deals, 0 deals to date. China has continued to say, screw you, Trump. But he is so fragile and his ego is so pitiful. And then the federal court slaps him down with all of these ridiculous tariffs because it is a violation of the Constitution. Congress has the power to enact tariffs, not executive orders. So watch what happened here with the federal courts. Breaking from ABC News, a federal court has determined that President Trump does not have the authority to unilaterally impose tariffs, dealing a sweeping blow to the president's main weapon in his ongoing global trade war that he is losing, that the American people are losing. And so this is the most surreal response by a United States president to being blocked by a federal court. Here's what he says. Donald Trump posts on his Lie Social. He's on a mission from God. Nothing can stop what is coming. And it is a picture of Trump in black and white, so the orange makeup is not as obvious. He's very slimmed down, so we have clearly got filters on this. So he is Christian signaling to the right and these ridiculous evangelicals that are triple Trumpers that somehow believe that Donald Trump, the most immoral, unethical, lack of character person, could be somehow chosen by God. He is signaling to them, no, I'm so great. I'm chosen by God. Nothing can stop us. That is so profoundly absurd. It is unbelievable that we are living in a situation where diplomacy, we have Russia running on about maybe we'll just do whatever we want until Trump makes another social media post. As Kamala said, he is a laughing stock. He is an absolute laughing stock. And regarding this federal court order on the tariffs, Ben Meiselas of the Midas Touch Network told us exactly who these judges are, because now we're going to have MAGA coming in and saying, oh, these are corrupt. These are Biden leftist Marxist judges. Here's who appointed these judges. It is important to remember that the federal ruling striking down Trump's tariffs included 1 Ronald Reagan judge, 1 Trump judge, and 1 Biden judge. And they all agreed Trump broke the law. And so what you have is an undermining of the rule of law. That's what Trump does. He wants to get his way. So he undermines the courts. He undermines federal agencies. He has absolutely obliterated facts and expertise. So this is a man that breaks the law with impunity. We're not hearing a word from MAGA about how he is enacting tariffs, usurping the authority of Congress, because all they want to talk about is his big, beautiful bill that is only going to kick close to 14 million people off health care. It is going to take food out of the mouths of the poorest children. But you know what? Billionaires and corporations will not have to pay taxes. So it's all good for them. And something else that is just going all through me is people act like Donald Trump's corruption's normal. I don't know if it's because we're so used to him grifting, and he's got the online store and he grifts about, his Trumpy trout and his meme coin. He has a dinner where you can buy your way to get a voice with the president, and he can, make charges against you or investigations by the SEC go away because you give him enough money. That has been the pattern. It's corruption followed by corruption followed by corruption. And then you hear that his tiny little bruised ego wants a better plane than Air Force One. So it turns out, as he said, they gifted it to me because I'm so great. They wanted to give me a gift, and it's no big deal. Not like it's a Trojan horse from Qatar who finances Hamas. Like, we're just going to ignore that because they're giving me a present that I'm probably never going to pay taxes on. Well, so now we have Qatar saying this. This is nothing surprises me less than it's a shakedown. The Washington Post, breaking news. Qatar has asked the U.S. to clarify that the pending transfer of a luxury jetliner President Trump wants for Air Force One was initiated by the administration, and that Qatar was not responsible for any future transfers, officials said. So it's like it was a bribe after a shakedown because Donald Trump, he likes to be surrounded by gold. He's turned the Oval Office into just a vomit store of little knick-knack, riff-raffs. He had a gold toilet in Trump Tower because he's so insecure. He has to be reminded that he has money. And what's so important about this time in our history is that we all make responsible choices about the media that we consume. We have agency over what we read, and we know there are echo chambers of disinformation. And that's why, regarding this story of the Qatari jet, they're not hearing on Fox News that it was a shakedown. That's why Jennifer and I use every single day Ground News. Ground News provides a place where it is the Spotify of news, so you can get all the news. It separates it into what the right is watching and hearing, what the left is watching and hearing, and what the center is watching and hearing. And that's important because if you want to make strides with people that are living in a disinformation zone, you need to know what they're talking about. And what they also do is they provide a factuality check. How high is the factuality on this article? And that's what's so important right now because facts do matter. So join Jennifer and I by going to groundnews.com/IHIP to get 40% off the Ground News Vantage plan that we use every day. They're subscriber funded and female founded. By subscribing, you're not only getting a tool we all need today, you're also supporting our work. That's Ground, GROUND, news.com/IHIP. And we will have a link in the show notes in this video so that you can access Ground News and get that fantastic discount. So that's Ground, GROUND, news.com/IHIP. Do you remember, take your mind back to the election. It seems like it was 500 years ago, but it's not even been 500 days. And what you heard on Wash, Rinse, Repeat from Triple Trumpers and MAGA and Fox News and all of the right-wing media echo chamber is Joe Biden is not sending FEMA funds to red states. Fast forward to Trump is elected, and you have Josh Hawley have to beg Kristi Noem for help in Missouri. You have Arkansas, which no one could be more Trump-friendly other than Oklahoma than Arkansas, not giving the required funds. And now we have this in North Carolina. ABC Politics reports FEMA denied North Carolina's request for the agency to match 100% of the state funds for the Helene cleanup, according to a letter sent from the acting FEMA administrator to the governor of North Carolina. And what that means is that people, even in red states, are going to be unable to rebuild their lives because Trump is withholding federal funds. And you have to ask yourself, I ask myself, where are all these FEMA funds going? And I just wonder if at the end of this administration, we're going to do like this massive forensic accounting of all of these funds that have been withheld. And where are they? Have they disappeared? Have they been pocketed? But what it reminds me is that with Trump and his administration and his sycophants, projection is reality. So when they were saying Biden wasn't doing this when he actually was, he is the one that all along intended not to match FEMA funds and not to help people. And you have to remember, Republicans don't want to help people. They want to help billionaires and corporations. And that is why we need to stick strong with the resistance. Please subscribe to our channel and we'll see you next time.